Hey there, Jeremy here, hiding behind my brand new Axial SCX10. Caught a little crawling fever from my man medic up there in Canada. So I asked him, hey, you know, what's a great truck to kind of start with? He pointed me here, and I'm really excited. I just got here today. I don't know if today is referring to the day I post this video or not, but just a really cool looking 4x4. So this is what we refer to as, or as we commonly get used to referring to things as a ready to run, but they'll refer to it as ready to crawl. Comes with everything you need right out of the box. You're ready to go. I'm gonna upgrade it to the Rooster Crawler ESCM motor from Novak, but from everything I hear, you don't really need to. It seems like it's pretty much ready to go. Comes with a 2.4 gigahertz controller and ESC with drag brake. So, you know, the box itself, pretty cool. I always love it when boxes spend a lot of time on the actual product. It talks about all the great features you've got. You know, it talks about the slipper clutch, transmission, the coilover shocks, you know, how everything's protected. They've got aluminum skid plates on this thing. It's just really cool looking and super affordable, actually. Comes with a 27-turn motor, but we'll be going up to a little bit different one, 55-turn, I believe. It's got a steel C-channel frame and just built like a real monster. You're going to be able to really crawl almost anything. Obviously, there's, you know, the side note about Axial is there's just an absolute ton of aftermarket parts and support. So if you're getting into crawling, really like I am, it's a great place to start. So you don't have to really fumble around for replacement parts or worry about getting, you know, talking to other people who might be having a similar problem or looking for advice. So I'm going to open it up. Let's try to, oh, not yet. This thing, just really cool looking. When I get a new truck like this, it makes me really wish that I could actually paint. Not that I really care all that much, but it would be kind of cool to really customize. So first thing out of the box is the 2.4 gigahertz controller. Nothing too crazy here. You're gonna probably notice a couple things that you wouldn't notice on your standard. Then you've got your steering trim, your throttle trim, and you know, you've kind of got a few extra controls here, kind of, but real standard 2.4 gigahertz. Move on to something more exciting. Giant bag of replacement parts. I'm sure I'll be going through this. Again, not super new or not very experienced with crawling, so I don't know which of these I'll need, but I'm assuming all of them at some point. Then you've got your stickers and your manual, which I oftentimes don't read it, but with this I definitely will. You know, you've got some cool features on the controller that you need to learn about, like the battery level indicator. You've got dual rate steering. You know, you've got to learn how to kind of control your steering and your acceleration, throttle, things like that. Again, that's kind of like unique to crawling, right? It's not like where you get a short course truck and you just, you know, put in a lipo and go. It's a little different than that. Okay. So let's actually pull this thing out. So let's actually release it from the bottom if I can here. The real neat thing about the Axial stuff if I could ever get it out of here. Is just how, I don't know how to really describe it, but there's just so much support out there that you can really get almost anything you want custom made, or modified. And the people that seem to do it are just so smart. You hear me refer to myself as kind of a noob at times, and I certainly am. Trying to learn as much as I can, as quick as I can about stuff like this. And that's why you see me unbox so many new RCs. I'm trying to get in and learn different, different features, like different styles of RC, trying to figure out what I actually like the best. Looks like my headlight cover popped off of here, but so one thing you'll notice, just ground clearance and suspension travel is pretty amazing on this thing. I'm gonna pop the lid off here. Real kind of cool, realistic tail or back section here with the metal replica looking stuff. These body pins are not exactly in a great place though, I will tell you that. They seem kind of awkward to get out. That's always going to be an issue, I can tell already. If you can't see, the problem is that the way they're positioned, there's like a little toolbox looking thing or the fuel tank, and it's kind of in the way. But I'm sure I'll just move that stuff around and that won't be any problem after right now. Come on. Come on. Come on, little body pin. So I'll probably have to edit this part out, but maybe I'll leave it in. So when you take the top off, you see that the spare tire actually comes with it. Everything's all one piece. Again, this is so new to me. It's just it's like so different from everything I've ever done. The truck itself is actually really heavy. You can just feel it in your hand that it's just really, really well built, and you've got kind of everything's kind of mounted in here a little different than you're probably used to seeing it. Steering servo is actually down in the front underneath everything, and that's where you're going to control your steering, and your motor's mounted kind of in the middle. That's not really that uncommon, but then you see your ESC is mounted in kind of a different positioning than you might be used to seeing too. So they pack everything in here, clearly paying a lot of attention to weight distribution, keeping everything right over the center of the body. Just really smart engineering. You've got a lot of torque or torsion here in the body, so you can kind of climb over things one wheel at a time. This is what they're known for, right? And then you've got your battery clip up on top here. We'll, of course, be converting that to Dean's. I wonder if a standard LiPo will fit in there. It looks kind of small, but I wish I had one laying around, but I'll have to check on that. But everything just looks really cool. Real solid design. Like, this thing is not gonna fall apart on you. You'll notice, like I said, just the range of motion and the how flexible the design is here at the body. Everything moves freely, so you can really take on almost anything. This is 10 scale, just like anything. It's 4-wheel drive. Kind of an interesting drive shaft. It's actually, for example, the world I know is short course trucks. So you normally see it just a straight drive shaft, but this one is actually broken into kind of two parts. You've got both of them coming up to the center, and then you've got one coming down to the back there. I'm sure that's not uncommon for these, but it is something new to me. The shocks, not a heck of a lot going on there for me. Like, we'll have to see. May want to upgrade those, but other than that, boy, I have to tell you, Axial does a great job just coming out of the box. The price that I pay for this thing, it just feels like I got so much more value. Working headlights, nothing really feels cheap about this thing. And brake lights work. The tires, I'm actually going to upgrade here to the Losi Rock Crawl 2.2. Let me see if I can show you those, because this is a medic recommendation. Certainly a lot different than what you see actually on the truck. Definitely going to get a lot more going on here with the 2.2s. Just, feel better about it. Everything's exposed in here, the pinion and the spur gear. But, what can I say? This thing is going to be pretty darn sweet. We're going to be shooting some videos once I kind of get the hang of driving it in the first place. It'll be different, not just hammering the gas and hoping for the best. This takes a little more skill. When you work on things, everything's a little more compact. So every time you need to do something, it seems like it's a little more of a pain. You have to be a little more careful with things. As I said, everything's really kind of exposed. But, that's the trail honcho from Axial. And hopefully you'll see some videos coming up real soon. If you have any questions about the Axial, or what our thoughts are, or any questions about some of the upgrades that we'll be doing. Again, we'll be upgrading to the Rooster Crawler, and then to the Losi Crawler tires, or Rock Crawls 2.2s. Feel free to post them in the comments below, or reach out to us on our forum at www.rcnightmare.com. Thanks, and have a great day.